It's Nim or Nimicry if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Now today we're going to be talking about how to make gold in Sword of Legends Online. Here's the thing. There are a lot of things you need gold for in this game. You need gold to craft. You need gold to buy your house. You need gold to repair. You need gold to talisman and upgrade and socket. And sadly, you can't really grind mobs and during quests to get it. You can only get gold at the end of rewards and for selling things and such. So we're going to go over the most efficient ways that I think on how to get that. Outside of that, of course, if you enjoy this type of content or you like me in general, why don't you click subscribe and the notification bell to stay updated on all the channels. We try to upload 3 to 4 times a week, and we do a lot of MMORPG content in addition to the other videos that go up. That being said, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, first, easiest way to get gold. The easiest way to get gold is to have somebody else give it to you. Now you may be like, Nim, didn't you do a video about that earlier? Where giving things... Yes, we're not going to talk about that particular video. But no, easiest way. Now, how do you get people to give it to you? Well, you got to sell them something they want. I recommend when you run your hard dungeons, you have a chance of incarnations dropping, right? You have a chance of recipes dropping. You have a chance of finding said recipes out in the world. So, what do you do with them if you don't want them? Well, that's pretty simple. You go to Cloud Rise. We're heading to right now. And once you get to Cloud Rise, and of course it's going to take a long time to load here, you head to the Dragon Star Auction House. Now, you're going to ask, Nim, I've never done the auction house. What do I do? Do I have to play it? Do I have to know it? Do I have to get macros? No, you just put it up there, and you can look at prices. And personally, a lot of people say, well, don't undercut. Anyone who tells you not to undercut just don't listen to them. Just undercut. Because here's the thing. If they don't like the fact that your item is cheaper than theirs, tell them to buy it and then resell it. Simple enough. So, I'm in Cloud Rise. Obviously, we're flying with our golden wings. And right over here, right next to the cooking station, the first is the Alliance Steward and the Dragon Star Trade Hall. So we'll head here, Dragon Star Trade Hall, and then of course you can search for anything. So let's go to Residence. Here, let's go to Residence. And as you can look, you've got Mind's Eye Chick. See, simple enough. Fixed price you can buy out for 400 silver. And all these things you can find anytime you'd like to. So you can bid on it or pay the fixed price, as any other game would be. So I would recommend trying to sell anything you think people buy. You can always look on the Dragon Star Trades Hall, see if somebody's bought it, and if they haven't, then okay, well just keep on moving. So we start with browse, and then you can sell. Pretty simple. If I wanted to, let's sell up this Cloud Spirit color, huh? We'll sell that. So right there. So a starting lot is at 10 silver. Fixed price is 13. Deposit is 1 silver. And we'll just confirm the auction. So there it is, right there. That Cloud Spirit color, I've already got. And it does, however, when selling on the auction house, or the Dragon Star Trade Hall, as it's called in this game, it does take a deposit, and you don't get that deposit back. So be aware if you're making if you're trying to play the auction house to make money, if stuff isn't moving, don't list it right away. So that's just something there to mention. So that's one of the easiest ways to get people to get money in this game, is to sell things to other players that they want. Stuff that would be useful for that, obviously raid food is always going to be useful, especially at the end of September, because then people will need that raid food for hard boss encounters and things like that. Also, elixirs. Elixirs would sell as well. And the reason elixirs sell is because you need those to fill the uses of your buffs, and even if you're just going for that one achievement, having 7 buffs on you at one time, it is important. But most people are going to be like, wow, I'd love to have a DPS increase that I can just press. After all, on my bar right now, I have 20 uses of the Healing Student. Now, that only took me a little bit of farming. I think I farmed for about an hour, just lying around, chatting with the guild, and listening to a YouTube video. So, easy enough. So, if you really dedicate to the grinding, if you really put your nose to the grindstone, you can make a lot of money doing that. Okay, so that was player-generated money. What about game-generated money? And I make the difference, meaning that if nobody's using the auction house, then no money is being made, and money is only being spent, because remember, the game takes a cut as a deposit. So, easiest way there. Pretty simple. Start off, there's one thing I'm going to recommend is have another character. You're going to be like, Nim, what do you mean? Another character. So I got through to Student 1. I didn't really have to buy anything, and I had about 500 gold. And now I could probably do it in about a day of playtime. Right? Especially if I'm skipping through all the story, I don't need to worry about it. I can get to Student 1 in that time, and I'll make a bunch of money, and then I can transfer that to my main, and delete the character, and do it again if I wanted to. Now, you can only create a certain number of characters every month. I believe the number is 6, so keep that in mind if you are gearing an alt or something for raiding because you need more optimized encounters, or if you're building a bard for PvP because apparently there's no DR on their freeze, and that's a problem. But that's not what we're talking about. So keep that in mind. You can always level a new character. Now let's say you're like, Nim, I don't want to level a new character. I like my main. I want to work on my main. I want my main to be stronger. All right, easy peasy. First, we go right up to this daily cultivation menu, right? Now, you want to make sure you take care of as much as you can. I've got to finish the instance info. It's fine. I've already done all that stuff. But you go down to your cultivation, and you knock out your daily events, right? So let's go to instance exploration. You get 12.5 from that, and another 2.5. So you're end up with 15 gold off that. Now, to put that in perspective, in order to socket a soul force, you need 5 gold. Plus some Cloud Rider commendations, which you'll get plenty of, so it's not a big deal. Amulet coins of heaven and earth will give you a lot of money. So like it says there, if you have an amulet coin heaven and amulet coin earth at the same time, they can both be combined automatically into 100 silver. So right there, I have 1450 amulet coins of earth, and I need to do some PvP, and I could get a I could almost buy a house with the amount of coins there. I'm not a big fan of PvP, and I wish I could just sell them, like, can I turn them into 50 silver? Because I wouldn't mind getting, roughly 77 gold. That's fine. I don't really like PvP. I'm also not very good at it, because I don't practice and other stuff, so let it never be said, Nim is not honest about what he feels. So that's instance exploration. We go down to Cloud Rise Night, right? The Cloud Rise Night, you have to do 4 events, at least today, on the Bashin Plateau. All right, easy. Easy. Each one will give you roughly 600 silver, plus the 6 afterwards, right? So you figure, what? You're making 2.4, that's 8.4 gold. Simple. 8.4 gold could be the repairs that you need in a decently successful raid. So you start with that. Also, make sure to knock out your weekly events. Your weekly events are going to be super awesome. And I did a few earlier this week. I haven't been logging on too much because I've been very busy at work, as well as streaming things. One thing I do want to mention is writing as a Taoist approach. Now, I know I said do the weekly events, but let's pull up the biographies here. So we'll go to biographies. Now, oh, that's mission. Here we go, biography. So if you do all the biographies, right? Every one that you can, with the daily quests. So you get a reward for the first time you do everyone. But if you do the daily quest, right? That gives you, look at that, 7 gold for just one series of quests. You might do 9 or 10 quests in that series, whatever, but you end up with 7 gold, 50 kin league. You've got amulet coins of heaven. Oh, that's pretty good. So if you're like me, doing PvP most of the time, or PvE most of the time, that'll help. And then of course you get some forms and some things. I actually may do that after I log off the video here for that. So that's one thing. You do those. The other thing I want to mention is every day you can do 5 normal dungeons, right? 5 normal dungeons. Now, you can get gear from those, and by the time that you're geared up to do hard modes or raid, you can queue for those dungeons, and it's a Zerg fest. You could just run through it. And especially if you are a tank or healer, you will have a faster queue, which means you get more gold per hour from your farm. That gear that you get, you can feed to your pet. Once you feed it to your pet, once your pet's full on soul key, what do? You sell it. You get about 400 silver an item. And in normal, you have a pretty high chance of getting more than 1 box or item per dungeon. So, that's another bit of gold there, in addition to the gold that you pick up from the normal mode. You might walk out of there with another 10 gold. Easy. Fun. And that's times 5. So, another 50 gold. Easy. And because of the fact that you don't have to worry about it, it's just you going through something. Throw on a video in the background, because remember, this is mindless grinding. You're just grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. So those are the ways that I would recommend to farm gold. I would first recommend, if you have something that people want to buy, sell it on the Dragonstar auction house. Second, I would recommend doing your daily second, I would recommend leveling a new character if you have the time and you really want to sit down and grind something out, because you'll get a pretty decent chunk of gold. Third, I would recommend doing your cultivation things. Because here's the thing, those cultivation things reset every day, every week, and you get a pretty decent chunk of gold. You figure what? 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105. 105 gold a week just doing, just from the rewards, from doing the instance exploration. That's just logging in, queuing, done, doing the reward, and then logging out. It's 105 gold a week. Now, some people say, Nim, but what if I want to grind more? What if I want it faster? Well, then you do more content. One thing I do wish this game did do was give you money on kill of mobs. A lot of games give you money on kill for mobs. This game does not do that. Sadly, I am not responsible for the game's development. Otherwise, I would implement that perfectly and in the way that I like. That being said, of course, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it enlightening. I know some people might say, but Nim, that's basic. Everybody knows that. Well, you'd be amazed at how many people have to be told to do something before they actually end up doing it. Sometimes I fall in that camp where they're like, Nim, you know, you got that psychology class coming up. You should do the homework. It's like, oh, yeah, hold on, let me finish this. So again, nobody's perfect. The idea here is to help get started. Now, if you have any specific gold-making tips or items that sell, why don't you let people in the comments know so we can all prosper and have a better Sword of Legends Online experience. If you enjoyed this type of content, why don't you hit subscribe? Maybe the bell, too. I try to produce videos 3 times a week. Also, you can @ me at Twitter at Nimicry, and I'll answer as best I can. You can follow my Instagram at Nimicry Twitch. Sometimes I even post photos there. I also have a Discord link down there if you want to chat. Of course, I answer as best I can. And for the truly immortal heroes among us, we have a Patreon. That Patreon is patreon.com/Nimicry. That's Nimicry. And for those who wish to ask me live on-the-spot questions or maybe just hang out, we stream on Twitch every Friday through Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes we do solo, sometimes we do Final Fantasy XIV. We generally do MMORPG content, and this coming Friday, we're going to try out a free-to-play game that just released on Steam to see if I can't, I want to see if it's worth it. That's the big question, because here's the thing. MMOs take a lot of time for you guys, right? And take a lot of time for me. I work during the day, getting ready to start a psychology class. I've got things that need to happen. So I want to make sure that, is it worth it? And that's the first question I ask. And then from there, we break down to stuff. And I always found that Sword of Legends is worth it. I enjoy this game a lot, and I had a lot of fun recording this video. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.